Welcome to the Alumni Sharing Session, Advocates Outlook, Inclusion and Diversity of Litigation 2022. My name is Intan Shahira and I will act as the moderator for today's session. The purpose of today's forum is to educate UM students on the general concept of litigation.
Good afternoon and a bit to all. My name is Wong Chiong, the director of the program, Advocates Outlook, Inclusion and Diversity of Litigation. Both of our esteemed alumni were graduated from the UM School of Law and are currently practicing their legal profession in the field of litigation.
Without further delay, I would like to kickstart the forum with both our distinguished speakers today. What are the factors that attract you to choose the legal profession as your career in the first place?
I guess it's always been my passion to be that person who argues before the court. I am fascinated with the idea of presenting it through legal interpretation.
It's the adrenaline. When you're given a case, then you have to solve it for your client, and it becomes very challenging.
Next question, how much will a lawsuit cost? Do the parties who lose the case have to bear the cost?
Yes, the party who lose will bear the cost. Sometimes along the way, you have interlocutory application which will cost more to your client, 10 to 20k only for a simple one.
So it depends on the complication of the case, the time that a lawyer will have to spend.
Moving on to the next question, as affected by some dramas or movies, some will think that all the disputes must be brought to court.
I think I've never seen any dramas that have mentioned I will bring this to court, and they really did. No, I've never seen as of now lah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be resorted to court action. We have ADR, so I do not see my role as that advocate and solicitor only in court, but as someone who facilitates the negotiation process.
Moving on to the next question, what are the key criteria that a legal firm looks for when recruiting a pupil or young lawyer to work in the firm?
Courage, one who is not afraid of telling his master that perhaps he makes a mistake, someone with that sense of hard work, someone who sees a case as an opportunity.
You have to be meticulous. Because we'll always appreciate if you can find any fault that you can correct, or if you don't know to correct but you know that it is a fault, and bring it up to your boss or to your partner.
Next question, what are the biggest impacts caused towards the field of litigation in the midst of COVID-19?
I would say on the positive part is that we are able to do court hearings, court trial online. The commute is crazy if you have to go to the court.
Moving on to specific questions, what are the thrills that you get from handling public interest disputes?
It gives a huge amount of satisfaction, and I think public interest litigation really teaches me to be very, very objective.
Directing the next question to Ms. Aimi Nabilah, how long is the duration given for the lawyers to prepare the written submission, and normally how long will one court proceeding take?
What will give you 2 weeks to prepare the submission, and also another 2 weeks for you to prepare the reply submission. If there is any extension, I think it will be up to 1 month. How long will one court proceeding take? I have seen 1 year, I have seen 2 years, so and more than that even if it goes to court of appeal.
Moving on, Mr. Azlan, what are the challenges that you commonly face when handling public interest matters?
Overcome with that merging of both emotion and professional realization. Yeah, so I would have to struggle. So I have to just, okay, Alan, forget it. You're going to go back to court and forget all these feelings.
Putting the next question to Ms. Aimi Nabilah, have you ever faced any problems or struggles when dealing with any case relating to civil disputes?
One of the problems I face is when there is no precedence to my facts of case. So it has become one of my many struggles.
We'd like to thank Mr. Azlan and Ms. Aimi Nabilah for sharing your tips, experiences, and knowledge as a decorated legal practitioner. Now I will open the floor for the Q&A session.
I wonder if do we have to take those relevant elective course subject to make us eligible to practice in certain area?
With that course, it will only help you in familiarizing with the term, but not the law itself. And that specific areas of law you can read up, and you can be what you call is a specialist when the time comes for you to be a lawyer, or even you can start when you are still a pupil.
I'm interested to know if there's a possibilities for someone who doesn't study law to be able to become a litigator one day.
You must. Having that repertoire of knowledge in law is one thing, but having a license to practice as advocate and solicitor, let alone as a litigator, is another. And that requires that professional qualification governed by the Act, i.e. Legal Professions Act.